Well, you knew the answer before you sent me the text, so ain't no need to get uptight. But that was the door open for my opportunity to get on my stand, to get on my soapbox, as folks say. And I let them know where I was coming from. No, it's no need to apologize. It's just that I did my research. And those holidays, or what you call holidays, or replacements of the set apart feast days that the Most High calls us, his people, to celebrate. And not just us, but all people, in honor of him. Because he set aside for us to celebrate his people. Everybody's going to be celebrating. None of these holidays, which each and every one of them is tied to a sin. And that's how Hasatan does. Everything that the Most High calls us to do, he's going to pervert it and give it back to us. And therefore we're perverted when we side with him. Just like Adam and Eve did from the beginning. The Most High gave them an established law. Don't do this. And what did they do? They did that on the word of Hasatan. And we see what it got them. It got them kicked out of the garden. That all women have birth pains. All men had to get out here and work by the sweat of their brow instead of using telepathy to move things, I believe. So we have to make a choice, like I said, especially around this time of the year. But I was able to convey over to my cousin, as far as what I believe. And then they sent me a text back saying, well, what about the Sabbath? Are you observing the Sabbath? And do you know why? I kindly text back and said, I have been observing it recently. However, I'm studying the Enoch calendar and how they celebrate it. Not the Enoch calendar. I don't think it's called the Enoch calendar. But it's celebrated according to the certain times of the month by the lunar cycle. And this is important, family, because folks don't have the information but trying to sell you on what they know by the misinformation they've been taught. And I think they're Jehovah's Witnesses or Seventh-day Adventists. The 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th. But I'm still studying it so I can be lining up correctly. And I told her that, and basically, I told her that, I was like, thank you for reminding me. I have the information, I just hadn't applied it because I want to be sure. But I don't rush into anything, especially when I hear it from another man. I need to pray about it and make sure I'm getting the answer from the Most High, who leads me into all truth. Not no man. I can take information from another man and take it back to the Most High, which that's how we're supposed to do with everything. Matthew 12, 46 through 50. And see, this is like we like to say, where the rubber meets the road. Yahushua's mother and brother sinned for him. What a mistake that was. But they couldn't help it, they had to do it. Not only for the wisdom we're going to gain from this, but because of whatever they needed from him, they had to go try him. When he was still talking to the multitudes, that's very important. Behold, his mothers and brothers stood outside. Why was they standing outside? Why weren't they inside? And the text wrote it that way, family. Because 9 times out of 10, they was out in the field somewhere, or out on the mountainside, wherever he usually preached and teached. And it was a multitude. It probably wasn't inside no house. But maybe it was. We'll see. Behold, his mothers and brothers stood outside seeking to speak with him. So what's so important for Mama and them to come and mess up what he was already talking about? He said he was already speaking to somebody else. Why won't they in on this conversation? Why won't they in on the conversation he was having with the multitudes, doing the Most High's work? But they wanted to talk about something else. And I can only imagine what it was. And what I was thinking this morning when I was listening to this, I said, Pop, Mary was probably trying to get him to do something else, to create another miracle. When he told her from the giddy up, it's not my time. But she pulled it out of him that time because of the need and her trust in him, her belief, her faith. And the faith of the other people when she said, do whatever he tells you. Because they did it. See, family, it's action. It's not about running that chopper. Then one said to him, look, your mother and your brothers are standing outside, seeking to speak with you. But he answered and said to the one who told him, who is my mother and who are my brothers? And he stretched out his hand toward his disciples and said, here are my mother and my brothers, for whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother, my sister, and my mother. And that was the end of the conversation. At least for us, because the text didn't give us no more background information on it, which I'd be wanting. I'd be like, Pop, that's going to be one of the first questions I ask him. Maybe not the first, but that's going to be one. What happened with what happened with Mary and the family? Did he send word back to him and said it's more prevalent that you be here at my feet, like he told Mary and Martha when they had lost their brother. What was my boy name? Lazarus. And one of the sisters was at Yahushua's feet learning, and the other one was in there cooking. And he told the one, I think he told Martha, he said she chose the most important thing. I forget the exact wording on that. She chose the not the most beneficial thing, but we'll look it up and put it in the recording. And that's what we're saying today. We're choosing what's most important, and that's the Most High's will for our lives. And evidently Mary and them won't. Mary and his brothers and sisters, his family. And let's look at Matthew 19 and 29. And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or fathers or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and eternal life. So it's not a question of if you're going to have to set aside these things, but when. So is that saying that whoever refuses to separate themselves from these people, places, and things, will they not enter the kingdom? I'm saying, no, they won't. No, they won't enter the kingdom. Because the text says to separate and come out from among them. And that's in 2 Corinthians 6 and 17, which is part of a larger passage or script urging followers to separate themselves from unbelievers to live a set-apart life. But will we or won't we?